Welcome to MMA Epoch. At UFC Vegas 104 last night, Roman Dolidze secured a unanimous decision victory over Marvin Vettori, avenging his previous loss. This defeat puts Vettori in a tough spot in his MMA career, as he has won only one of his last 4 fights, a victory that came against Dolidze. Following the fight, Vettori shared a video on his Instagram story, reflecting on the outcome. In the video, he mentioned that he gave it his all but ultimately came up short.
Yep. Nothing too bad. Just some cuts and bruises. Man, life sometimes shows you that even you give your heart out and everything you got, you still fall short. That was a close fight. Almost had him on the third. But I guess it wasn't enough. And yeah, man. I don't even know what to say. Just thank you to ATT. The best in the world, bro. Thank you, Dan, Mike, Makhachev, Mako, JJ, everybody, bro. Even all the sparring partners helping me out. Love you, bro. Love you guys. And thank you, UFC. What the can I say, bro? I don't know. That's it.
Roman Dolidze is now on a 3-fight winning streak. Following his recent victory, he expressed his belief that he has earned a chance to compete against a top 5 opponent next.
Good, I did my job well, and I'm feeling well and happy. At least I tried to control my anger, and that's very important. Nothing was difficult. Even in hard times, I'm ready to face any hard things, what's going on in my life, fighting, life, and I don't care. I'm just going forward. Nothing can stop me. That surprised me. I know that he's a strong, durable guy, hard to stop him, and I was ready for anything what can ever happen in this fight. All these guys need opponents, and I'm here, I'm very close, I'm ready. I deserve somebody from top 5. I'm on 3-fight win streak. I'm number 8 after Marvin, and let's go, let's do this. Knowing me, UFC sometimes can call me like 6 days before fight, and I will fly from outside another side of the world, and I will fight in 5 days. I don't know, a couple days ago I had my 3rd boy. He didn't wait me, he was supposed to come after fight, but he's like me, he can't wait, and I will go home and I will hug my kid.
Paddy Pimblett claims he had a brief encounter with Colby Covington over the weekend while they were both at Power Slap. According to Paddy, as he walked past Colby, Covington simply stared at the floor.
All the people in there bumped into Theo Von Beerkreischer, had a laugh with them. Walked past Colby Covington, he stared at the floor, talks a big game online, his undies and...
Merab Dvalishvili crossed paths with Georges St. Pierre last night at UFC Vegas 104, where they discussed Merab's recent milestone. During his latest bantamweight title defense against Umar Nurmagomedov, Merab secured his 92nd career takedown, surpassing GSP's long-standing UFC record of 90.
I'll tell you again, it's crazy. It was your record. Now I'm my record.
Yeah, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
You do it better than anyone. You're the king at this, man.
We are the 2 of the guys who was the most takedown.
Most takedown, yeah. The record are made to be broken. So glad. Congratulations. Until a new guy try to get yours.
I'm a big fan of yours. Hey, I love your fighting style.
Thank you.
We all know that you bring much other people because you lost guys and you beat them, and like it's crazy how.
Thank you, man. I'm glad that also you represent the Georgian people. Georgian people are very tough. A lot of Georgian guys helped me with my wrestling back home, so I'm very happy that you represent it. Very, very.
It appears that someone actually sent their child to Dagestan to train with Islam Makhachev for 2 to 3 years.
If you want your son high-level wrestling, send him 2-3 years Dagestan and forget.
3 years?
Yes.
I'm good.
Amigo from Madrid. ¿Cómo estás, amigo?
Good, but so tired. So tired.
Very tired.
The training of that.
Barca number 1?
No. Real Madrid.
Real Madrid. First guy who come to Dagestan for how many?
Years. 2-3 years.
2-3 years. Send him to Dagestan.
Yes, of course.
What is her name?
Gonzalo.
Alexander Hernandez secured a unanimous decision victory over Kurt Holleball last night, marking his first consecutive wins since his TKO loss to Donald Cerrone in 2019. Since that defeat, Hernandez has struggled with consistency, alternating between wins and losses while experiencing 2 instances of back-to-back defeats. Following his latest victory, Hernandez reflected on his growth as a fighter, stating that his performance demonstrated his UFC experience. He emphasized that he was able to make key adjustments during the fight, an area he had previously found challenging.
I mean, it's everything. I mean, nauseating for one. I felt so nauseous. Weird thing dealing with the last 24 hours, but God, it was hard fought. Feel real good about it. It was nice to finally blend in the grappling. I hadn't strung a couple together or dominated on the ground since like Mercy in 2018. So it's nice to put it together. Yeah. I felt I need to keep working on like my own self-criticism. I need to. I think it showed a lot of veteranship and a lot of experience in the game for me, because in the past I didn't make those adjustments. I folded in certain situations in the past, and here I was able to do what I needed to do, and really had some really clean entries and some good dominating positions, because that guy doesn't stop working. Like, he had me in like a calf slicer I was trying to work through for a bit, some Kimura attacks, armbar attacks, guillotines, and so unfortunately, a lot of it was just fending him off of me and trying to secure my positions. But yeah, I'm proud of it. It was a real good opponent to.
Chael Sonnen believes the narrative that Alex Pereira can't wrestle is now over after watching his fight against Magomed Ankalaev. Despite losing the fight, Pereira successfully defended all 12 of Ankalaev's takedown attempts. On his YouTube channel, Sonnen pointed out that discussions about a potential fight between Pereira and Jon Jones usually don't go far, as Jones is known for dominating opponents with his wrestling. However, after watching Pereira's performance, Sonnen acknowledged that Pereira is not as easy to take down as many assumed. Ankalaev's strategy was clearly to take Pereira down, but he struggled to execute it. Meanwhile, Matt Serra shared his thoughts on Pereira's loss, stating that the fight was close enough to justify an immediate rematch. He also believes Pereira has a strong chance of winning in a potential rematch. To hear Serra's full breakdown, check out his appearance on the Overdogs podcast, link in the description.
I have nothing against Ankalaev, but it came down to probably, I remember watching it thinking it came down to the last round, but if it's that close, you can't, let him do it again. Because I mean, Ankalaev, everybody thought, well, what if he, now he's going versus grappler. He didn't get him down.
Yeah, I thought Alex won the 5th round.
Yeah, and so it was, but if it comes down to one round, there's been worse robberies. I wouldn't call it a robbery. I'd call it maybe a bad decision, but I don't know. But you could make a case for him.
In the old days, you got to take it from the champ.
Yeah, but is that right, though? Because if you go round by round, either you won or lost. I get it. No, I'm with you. It's always better if you knock the champ out cold. But sometimes it goes down to rounds. That's the game we're playing. So who won this round? Who won that round? I remember 2 rounds clear for Ankalaev. I kill names. But, and then like I said, I'd have to go, I remember listening. I saw Dana's face in the back like everybody else, like, all right.
Oh, yeah.
The other guy, Ankalaev won. I kind of felt, I don't know any inside, but I could tell he kind of wanted to,
100%.
Pereira's that guy.
But it's an instant rematch. Instant.
Yeah, there you go. So, and it's definitely a winnable fight.
Daniel Cormier believes the UFC lightweight division is currently in disarray, especially with Ilia Topuria vacating his featherweight title to move up to 155. Sharing his perspective, DC discussed how the UFC could restore order, outlining the matchups and decisions he would make as a matchmaker to bring clarity back to the division.
155 right now is a complete mess. It's a mess. With this mess, I would say, for me personally, to make it more clear, to add some direction to the weight class, I can't even matchmake this thing. Start again. Topuria versus Islam Makhachev. Yes. Book it. Gaethje versus Sarukian. Book it. Whoever wins fights Makhachev. That's it right there. That's it. Topuria gets the shot. Sarukian, Gaethje, winner gets the title fight. We're back in line at 155. Oliveira, go down to New Orleans, fight Dustin Poirier. If you win again, you're next after that guy. There it is. That's it. Oliveira fits the bill. Oliveira's a former champion, a big name. He could be the type of guy Poirier would want to fight in his retirement fight.
Brendan Schaub believes the UFC is in a tough spot, following Alex Pereira's loss of the light heavyweight title to Magomed Ankalaev. In his opinion, Islam Makhachev has now become the promotion's biggest star. Schaub questioned the UFC's current roster of headliners, asking how many pay-per-views their top fighters are actually selling. He dismissed the star power of several divisions, mentioning Alexandre Pantoja at 125, and Merab Dvalishvili at 135, while acknowledging that Dricus du Plessis has potential at middleweight. Schaub ultimately stated that while Pereira remains the UFC's biggest pay-per-view draw, Makhachev is now their top star, calling him the most exciting Dagestani fighter. Meanwhile, Robert Whittaker praised Magomed Ankalaev's performance in his victory over Pereira, but acknowledged how competitive the fight was, stating he wouldn't have been surprised if the judges had scored it in Pereira's favor. In response to Pereira's post-fight comments claiming Ankalaev didn't do much besides hold him against the cage, Whittaker offered a different perspective, emphasizing that despite the level of damage inflicted, Ankalaev maintained control of the fight. For more insights, check out the latest episode of the MMA Arcade podcast, link in the description.
Yeah, maybe, potentially. You know, Pereira has an uncanny ability of coming back from danger, right? Yeah. But I don't know, Ankalaev looked really good that fight. I thought his forward pressure was definitely the lead component to winning. You know, when the judges' scorecards came up, like the announcement for the winner, if they gave it to Pereira, would I have written a letter of complaint? No, because it was close, and I can see them doing funny business. I thought Ankalaev won.
Same.
I had him winning in my books, but yeah, congratulations to him. You know what? I did think it funny when Pereira, straight after the fight, and obviously emotions were running high, but he was talking about the cage control when Ankalaev pushed him up against the fence and controlled him there. And albeit wasn't doing a lot of damage, but he was still getting pushed up against a fence and held there. You know, it wasn't like Ankalaev wasn't trying to do anything. And if it was, you know, if it's such a no contest sort of thing, then like get off the fence.
Yeah.
Get off it. He did it a few times like during the fight, and you can't let another man control you, period.
Islam Makhachev has reportedly declined to fight against Ilia Topuria, stating that Topuria needs to earn a lightweight title shot. A member of Makhachev's team told a Russian news agency that Islam has not agreed to the bout and remains firm in his stance that Topuria must first prove himself at 155. Meanwhile, Topuria recently teased a major announcement on X, writing, "When we announce it, you won't believe it. Get ready." Who do you think Ilia will face next? Share your thoughts in the comments. In other news, Magomed Ankalaev's coach Sayat Abdrakhmanov has accused Alex Pereira of cheating during their fight, claiming Pereira was greased. He stated that both Ankalaev and his team suspected something was off. When Magomed pushed him against the fence near our corner, it seemed to me that Pereira had something on his skin. Magomed later said he smelled like ointment and felt sticky. His sweat didn't run off. Instead, it gelled up, Abdrakhmanov explained. He also pointed out that Glover Teixeira, Pereira's coach, has significant experience with such tactics. That wraps up today's news. For daily MMA updates, subscribe to MMA Epoch and hit the bell icon to stay notified of our latest content.